my name is Divya Rao, and I am an IT professional for the past 15 years. And I've mostly worked in service-based companies. And I'm about to take up a new role in a new organization. And currently, I play the role of a product manager. So the current role that I play is that of a product manager. So I work for building automation solutions, and I have mostly experience in building B2B products. So this has started off from, let's say, past 5 years, and I've been part of as many as 6 to 7 solutions development and marketing, if I can say. So that's about me now, but I really did not get started off this way, right? So I started off as a QA professional. I've worked my way up and played various roles in, got a chance to work in many projects, both manual and automation testing. So I used to lead a certain set of teams, and then I used to manage a certain set of teams, both automation and performance testing and all of that. So my transition into product management happened about 4.5-5 years back. So I was part of a team where we had requirements of such a role, and I was absorbed as my leadership saw that I had the qualities that will be needed for a product manager. So that's how I got a break into this. And I think from that time, things have been more of learning and understanding and making the best use of the opportunity. So I think, like I said, my transition was more of organic, right? So I did not have to, the learning or the preparation happens sort of in two ways. Like if you have to really yourself break into it, and that channel is a little different, and you have to do some amount of work, both understanding product management as well as making yourself or getting yourself that kind of opportunity. Second thing is, if you have an opportunity already, then how is that you fit in? What is the kind of learning, or what are the kind of things that you keep yourself ready with, so that you are ready to perform, right? So I think I was fitting into the second set of role, right? Because I already was absorbed, I had there were a few expectations that people had from me. There was an amount of process set up, and the kind of expectations that I had to meet. I only had to learn that much to begin with, so that kind of made me easier. So just to quote an example to make it easier for everybody, so if I started off as a product development manager, so I had to mostly look at how I was going to create and manage a particular roadmap. So that, let's say, that was my first task as I took up product management. So I got the opportunity to explore each of these aspects that come in the product development or launch or product marketing as my product they started building out for themselves, right? So I also got some time, so I was able to learn through the process and make the best of the time and opportunity as well. Yeah, many ways, right? I think any new opportunity will, that's my personal experience, that it not just gives you ways of thinking or working, but it also has a lot of impact on your personal side of it. So it's not the way I think to the way I operate, the way I manage, I think more structured now. So I really call myself more organized and structured, because it gives that kind of a framework, right? When you start practicing a few things in a structured way, it sort of becomes your habit. It starts reflecting in your personality. So I think I would really emphasize that, having this kind of absorption is very important. So it doesn't have to be, something that you try and practice. It becomes you and yourself. So I think that's the first major impact that I've had from product management. And second thing is, I now look at things, I can break things neatly, right? Whenever we solve or dig into a problem, earlier I used to have a different approach. I used to think longer on a few things, and I would choose what I had to think, and a lot of clutter out there, right? But now I don't do that. I know how to break the problems down and what needs attention immediately, what can be attended to later. So all of this, I think, as a overall personality change, I think I really have experienced. Yeah, so I think this was more of in product management, whenever we look at interviews, I mean, at least I have broken my head to understand the various levels of interviews and the various structures of interviews for various companies, right? There are companies that look mainly for B2B and technical product managers. There are companies that look for more of B2C experiences. So there's a lot of things that's available out there, and had to go through all of that and keep myself dressed. I think most of it finally, as you give a lot of interviews, you understand one thing, that finally it's what you have done, right? So how you are able to present yourself to what you have actually worked. I think the resume based interview, I think is the way that will finally turn out to be, right? I think having yourself prepared for such a interview is the first thing that anybody should do, I think, and it comes naturally to you, right? You don't have to really press down upon a lot of things, because you've done some things and that's what you have put on your resume, and I'm sure it's easier for you to talk about things that you've already done. So I think this role that I'll be taking up and the interview that was done were mostly around my actual products, the kind of work that I've already done, and some expectations around whether I'll be able to do a few more things, right? So these were the main areas I would say were looked at in this interview. So INSEAD happened to me while I was actually I was ready to take up a course. There's a period of time when you understand that you have done some amount of research, you have gone through what is available freely over the internet and how best you could make use of things. So that's what everybody would first do, right? So I had gone through that period and I knew my challenges. So whatever I was able to get out of that that period where I was just researching and understanding, and also, like I said, I was fitting into my that new role and confirming, right? See, when you're doing any work, I see that I work at par from the expectations that the current organization has, but you also have to be mindful about the entire market. What is the market expecting out of a specific role? So product management being not very old stream, right? So there are a lot of organizations having different expectations. So I think I understood that while I was doing my research, and I wanted to know and confirm whatever I was doing here is applicable to other places also, because either there are two things that I would get, right? So either I bring in all of those things that I'm not currently adding in my role in my company and make it a better place, and that will be my contribution. Second thing, if I really have to grow or make other choices, then I'm ready for it, right? So I don't have to when I think of applying for a job, I don't have to really start from my basics. So it's a twofold advantage that you get by being abreast with what is happening around you, right? So that's when I think Insight happened. So I attended the webinar that happens from Insight team, and I think I was totally blown away. They were so crisp and they were so precise. I sort of, in that 1 hour or 1.5 hours, I was able to understand what they're gonna do, and I think my expectations completely matched to what they were offering. So the phases of enrolling into Insight and having the classes and sessions started, so everything fell in a very neat place, right? So I had the weekend classes where I was able to spend some time because I didn't have to travel or go anywhere to attend these classes, given my time was during the COVID and all of that. So I think it gave everything that a person or a professional needs to upskill themselves while they're actually performing regular duties in their workplace, right? So I think Insight helped a lot in that way. And how it has helped in the role and how I was able to make the best of it are some things around the kind of mentors we had, the kind of support we got. And I think the catchphrase was the mini capstone project. So I was really from the beginning was looking forward to having such an experience. Though I had built products, I really wanted to know if something is thrown upon me and I have to do something, how do I fare, right? So that was a very interesting challenge for me. And I think the one that happened in January was, I spent quite a good amount of time on the project and it came up pretty well, right? So that way I got some of the things, the confirmation and things that I needed. I knew where I stood, what were my improvement points, and how I had to make myself ready for interviews and things like that. And I guess the second thing was about the resume builder and how the Insight team had a support mechanism where they would review my resume and give me some improvement points. And yeah, I think that cycle also was very helpful to me. Third thing, I think the career coaching and all the extra lectures that we get from the actual industry folks, right? So those also have been very, very helpful. It gives you a glimpse of what people are doing, and it's pretty inspiring. So these few things have been really helpful from my experience and Insight. The first one is, I think I'll just go back to the points I said in the beginning. If you're if you're doing some other kind of work and you have chosen product management, or if you've already started off as a product manager, so those two routes you'll have to figure out for yourself. So what is that you have taken as your path? And I think based on that, curate your learning, right? So there's nothing that happens without that extra bit of time or effort that you put in for a new role or a new thing that you're doing. It's not just product management. Even if you're learning any sport or if you're cooking, right, you need to give a little bit extra from your side, and that definitely shows on the end result. So the outcome is completely directly proportional to that bit of effort that you put in.